afternoon, everybody. I'm Positively Tampa Bay today. The Tampa Bay chapter of the American Red Cross has launched a new program specifically aimed at helping the children that Red Cross workers find that when they're responding to a scene. In all these cases, the family is facing a crisis situation, whether it's a fire or storm aftermath. The first priority, of course, is always taking care of the immediate needs of the family, but Red Cross workers say that's just the beginning of what they do. Joining us in the studios with more, we have Linda George Carbone, who is the Executive Chief Officer of the Florida West Coast region for the Red Cross. And we also have Rick Schiffer, who is the donor, and I guess you could say the first adopter of Piper the puppy, which is a program that we're talking about. This is such a cute little stuffed animal. Wonderful? Tell us about the program. It's Piper the puppy.
Sure.
How does it work?
This is Piper the puppy, and he goes to a child who's lost everything in a fire or other personal disaster. You can purchase a Piper the puppy for $100, which is about what it costs the Red Cross to feed and shelter and clothe that family for one night. But when you purchase your Piper, you don't actually get him, but you do get to write a little message over here on his foot, and he actually goes out with our disaster action team workers and gets deployed to help a child who's lost everything.
Most folks assume that the Red Cross workers come to the scene with blankets and maybe some extra clothes and water. They don't quite expect them to show up with these cute little Pipers. How did the idea come about, that focus on the child?
What we see when we go to a fire is just the utter devastation of the family, and they're just completely a little bit lost. And you never know what a family's going to need. It could even be medications or something like that, and we have programs to help with their basic emergency needs. But so much of what the Red Cross does is really disaster mental health. It's really helping to start that family build their life back together. And so it's really great when a child who has something soft and cuddly to hold that night. And he came about, he was the idea of one of our Dallas Tiffany Circle women. The Tiffany Circle is a group of women leaders, and she had the idea to get these little Piper the puppies so that kids would have something soft that night and be able to just start to process what's happened.
The first little Piper went out on July the 14th thanks to Rick. Yes. Tell us the story, Rick, of how you adopted the first little Piper and how it went out.
Well, it's unfortunately not all a happy story. My mother was ill in the hospital, and I got an email from the Red Cross. Years ago, I was volunteering, so I get these emails, and I got one that said, this is a great gift for you to give for Mother's Day. And I thought, oh, my mom's in the hospital. I can't really bring stuff up to her. So I got this, and I thought, well, she would be happy about this, and so I purchased it. Unfortunately, my mother died the day before Mother's Day, but I thought it was still a great way to remember her, and something she would have been really happy about.
When your dad got the call from Linda, he was very touched, you said.
He really was. When you adopt a Piper the puppy, either I call you, or usually it's me actually directly calls, and I called your dad to let him know that the first Piper the puppy that was deployed in his late wife's honor, and he was so very touched, and he thought it was a great way that she really would have loved that.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Rick. That's so wonderful for you to participate. Thank you, Linda, for coming in. Thanks to you both. If you would like to learn more about the Piper the Puppy program, please contact the American Red Cross Tampa Bay chapter. They'd love to give you all the detailed information. The main office is at 813-348-4820, or you can visit them online at redcrosstbc.org.